Hello everyone, welcome to today's session of the tutorial. Before I go ahead, I would like to appreciate you all for staying with me till now. For the past 2 days, we haven't had a lesson, but you're still here expecting the next, and so here I come with the next lesson. In today's lesson, what we are going to do will be a little bit different. We are going to create a website real time. So, if you could remember the very first session we had, I made mention that every website comes to serve a purpose. Every website comes to serve a purpose. Now, knowing the purpose of creating a website will guide you into choosing what elements to put on there, what color to use, what feel are you going to give to the website. When somebody lands on the website, what do you want the person to do? Or let's say, what's your primary goal for creating the website? So we have an example. There is this orphanage home that needs a website. The main goal of the website is to enable people to donate towards the functions of the orphanage. The name of the orphanage is Octa Orphanage. The colors they would like to use, orange and black. Also, images and the logo will be provided. Now, let's go ahead to build a website for this orphanage. But I have gone ahead to design the website already, but I'm going to do it again, but this time walking you through the process. The main goal of this exercise is to give you an introduction to the use of page builders to create websites. We are going to be making use of one page builder called Elementor. Elementor is a drag and drop page builder. It has the widgets, so you simply drag it, drop it, you make a few modifications, and in no time you have a full functioning professional looking website which you can present to a client for some cool cash. Now, without me talking too much, let's proceed. So as you can see, I'm on my hosting cPanel and I'm going to do it from the scratch again. However, because we treated this section already, I'll fast forward it a little bit. Alright, so here I am in my WordPress dashboard and I'm going to start everything from the basics. So I'm going to settings and set my permalinks. I'm putting it to post name, then I'll save. Next, I have decided on a theme I'm using and I'm going to use Astra. So let me go to appearance, themes. Let me go to add new. So we have Astra right here. Let me install it. Activate. Cool. So now we have Astra. Cool. So now we have Astra installed and activated. Let me go ahead to add my plugins. I'm going to be using Elementor Page Builder. Now, the essential add-ons and the premium add-ons I just installed are my always to go with plugins. I love to create with Elementor most of the time, and these are the plugins or the add-ons I go with them. They help me get the widgets I want to get, the look and feel I always want to put out, and so I always make sure I go with them. You would probably want to be on your unique own and do something different, and so you may not want to go as I am going, but you may want to follow with me for the sake of this tutorial. So I'm going ahead to install a few other plugins. They are premium plugins, so I have downloaded them already, and I'm going to upload them. One thing you should notice that you cannot install paid plugins or themes from the WordPress library because they are paid. They are not available. You have to purchase it from the plugin developers. You'd have to purchase it from the plugin developers. So I'll install Astra add-on, which is a premium plugin to extend the functionality of the Astra theme we have installed. So let me just install that. Now have all these plugins installed. Next is I'm going to activate them. So I'm not going to be using the Akismet. It's a security plugin that comes by default, and then I'm not going to use the Hello Dolly, so let me just delete them. Great. So now we have the Astra Pro, we have Elementor, Elementor Pro, Essential add-ons for Elementor, and then Essential add-ons for Elementor Pro. Then we also have premium add-ons for Elementor. So let me just select all, click on the action, activate, apply. So we have the plugins installed for us. Now the essential add-ons for Elementor is asking us to go through some processes. I'll just leave it here on basic and then go to next. So now we have installed the theme and then the plugins that we'll be using. Let me go back now. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the pages that we need on a website. I love to work from the back end, and so most of the time what I do is I do the back end stuff. I create the pages, I create the post, I create my forms. If I'm going to create donation pages, I'm going to do all those things before I go ahead to develop the main pages. So let me go here to pages, add new. So let me just name it home, publish. So we have one page published. Let's go back. Let's add another one. Alright, so here are the pages we have created: about, contact, donations, home, and then updates. I'm going to delete the sample and privacy policy pages because we don't need them now. Move to trash, apply. Great. Now I'm coming over to settings and I'm going to read it. Now let me set my home page to a static page, which page, home, and then the post page I'll give it to updates. Now I'm going to save. Great. And so we are going to be including blog posts into the website. So let me just come to posts, categories. So we have an uncategorized default category here. Let me just make it general. That's what I like to do. It's just a default category for any post which you have not selected a category for. Now let me create a new category, a post category. Let me name it projects. Press enter to save it. And just scroll down to press add new category. I have just found a quick way to go about it. Alright, so we have two categories and a default one created, making three. So now we can go ahead to create our post. So add new. Mind you, this is not a real project. This is just something to get us to learn the website design, and so I'm going to be using placeholders and some things to fill up spaces. So I'm going to create a title, save the child. Now I have to put in my blog content. So when you're creating a blog post, this is how you go about creating a blog post. Put your title over here, put your blog text over here. When you want to add a new paragraph or you want to add anything, you click on the plus, and then you have a drop down. So if you want to add a set of images or a gallery, it comes. If you want to add a paragraph, an image, a heading, a quote, they are here. When you go to browser, you get to see a lot more features to add to your blog post. So that's not what I'm going to look for. Now I'm going to create our blog post, but I'm going to use placeholder content. So I have a Chrome extension installed called Corporate Ipsum, which helps me to generate lorem ipsum, which helps me to generate dummy text for projects like this. So let me just click here, lorem ipsum, Corporate Ipsum. So you can just set the number of words you want generated. Let me bring it down a little bit. 45 words for the first paragraph. Okay, let me just take it here, 140 words, copy, and then I'm pasting, Control V. So I have my blog post. So let me just save this. Before that, let me go to post. Let me choose a category and make a project. Let me select a featured image. Okay, so I'm going to upload all the files that we need for the project. Alright, so I'm going to use this picture right here as the featured image. Done. Now let me publish. Okay, so we have an error right here. Now sometimes you face these challenges, and sometimes it could be because of your permalink structure. Sometimes you would have to modify a file. Let me just go. Let me install Classic Editor and see if it will help me out of this problem. Alright, so I was facing a little bit of a challenge and I had to go install the Classic Editor to get me by. So let's see if the problem will be solved. Copied, pasted. Alright, so now come back here. Let's leave it on standard as a post format. Let's leave it on projects for the category. Now let's just leave this as it is and set our featured image. Still you. Publish. Alright, so we have our first post published. I'm gonna skip the video and then add 2 more posts. Alright, so now we have our 3 posts saved. Let me just delete this one and trash it. Okay, so let me just make a quick edit. So when you just want to change the title or change the category of the post, you can just do it right from here. Come and directly go to quick edit. Save the child project. Success. We just copy the same thing and put it at a slide. Then save it. Great. When I go back, you'll see that the permalink or the URL will change to lowercase with the spaces becoming hyphens. If there are any special characters, they will be ignored. Great. So now we have finished creating our posts. We have created our page, and then we have set our home page. Next, we are going to go into the customizer settings. But before that, let's go to Astra options. So now here we are on the Astra options page, and we are going to activate a few things. So let's activate the colors in the background, typography. Let's activate the nav menu, then the sticky header. Let's also activate the customizer search. Next thing we do is we go to the menus. Just go to appearance, and then you have menus, and then we don't have any menu yet, so we are going to create our first menu. Let's name it main menu and set it as a primary menu and create it. Good. Now we are going to add items to our menu. So we are going to add the pages we have created. So we'll add the home, we'll add the about, the contact, donations, and the update as well. So let me just go to add menu. Great. So let me just do a little rearrangement. Now when you put this thing like this on your front end page, you're going to have about being a sub option of home. That's not how we want it, so let them be equal. Contact, donations, and then update. Let's save our menu. And we are good to go. Next thing is to go to the customizer. So here in our customizer, we're going to make a few settings. So first of all, let's go to global. Let's choose typography. Alright, so I'm facing some challenges accessing the typography option, but we still have to move on with the lesson. So let me just keep that, and then I'll do it manually while I create a website. Let me go back to appearance and then customize. So now I'm not going to go to the global element because it's slowing down. I'll take some other time to look at that. So now let's go to the header builder. So first of all, let's set our site logo. Great. So let's select the logo for the website. Alright, so this is the main logo selected. Let's keep crop. Alright, so let's size it. Alright, so this is, let me make it 130 130. This is appropriate 135. Great, so let me disable the site title. So we have this thing now. Great. Now let me set the site icon. Site icon is what you usually see in the browser over here. Alright, so we are facing some challenges with the customizing. So let me just go back to the extra options. Let me deactivate the customizer search and see if that works. Most of the times you face challenges like this, and it could be some plugins conflicting. It's very rare, it usually doesn't happen, and it's been quite a long time I came across this challenge. I don't know why it's happening today, but then it's for the best. As we are learning, we get to see some of the challenges and then how we go about it. So let me just refresh the customizer and see what happens next. So now let me go here to site identity, set icon, title and logo. Header builder, title and logo. And scroll down, site icon, select site icon, and then I'll choose this. Alright, so now we have our site icon now, and I hope everything will work fine as expected for us. So let me just go back, header builder, transparent header, enable on complete website. Great. Let's just leave every option as it is at the moment, and should be enabled on desktop and mobile. Let's give the transparent header a different logo. Scroll down, select the logo for the transparent header. So let me give it this. Alright, so I'll go with this. Now let me come to design. Usually when you're working with a transparent header, we have a hero or a background image which is a bit dark, or if it is light, you're gonna have your transparent. You have your menu in the transparent header a bit contrasting with the color of the background, so that even though there's going to be a background image, your text can still come out to be written. We're going to use a picture as our background image, and that is why I'm trying to make some settings here. So I'm going to make the menu color for the transparent header white, and then when it is hovered or is active, I'll make it orange. So we're gonna have something like this. Great. Let me publish it. I'll leave everything else as it is. Going back. Now let me work on sticky header. So I'm going to stick the primary header, and I'm going to set the animation to slide, and then I'll hide it when scrolling. Now when you hide it when scrolling, as you're scrolling down the page, your header won't be sticky, it won't show. But when you begin to scroll back up, you have it something like this. Something like this. So this is what we're going to have. Great. So the next thing I'm going to do is, we are still on sticky header. Let me come back here, click on the key icon, design. Great. So let me go to the sticky header option. So let me give a background color of white to the sticky header. Let me go to general, header, different logo for sticky header. Let me give it a different logo. Let me give this to the sticky header. So now I'm going to modify the padding of our header. Padding simply means the space within. Margin means the space outside. So let me come down here. Alright, so we have our sticky header option. Let me just release this. Let me give it a left padding of 100 pixels and the right padding of 100 pixels. Alright, so it's gonna shift our logo inwards and then the menu inwards as well. So going back to publish, great. So one thing I need to do on the sticky header option, let me go back here, go back to the sticky header, and if you see, when we have the sticky header on, the text can't be seen over here, so we have to give it a color that can be seen. Sticky header. Alright, so here, let me go to menu and then design. So when you scroll down, you're going to see the option for the sticky header. So I'm just going to give it the color, the primary color of something gray. Great, so you can see it over here. And then when it's on hover, we give it our orange color. And then when it is active, we give it the orange color. Initially, I had wanted us to set the global color so that when we come here, we just have the color there to pick it, and then it's going to be uniform throughout the site. However, we're facing some challenges, and so I had to skip the universal color and typography setting so that we can move ahead with the tutorial. After everything, I'll go back there and try to work on it again so that you see how that setting also goes. So for now, we have our transparent header working fine for us. So now we have our transparent header working fine for us as expected. Transparent white text. So the next thing we are going to do is create our home page. So let me just exit the customizer. Now I'm back on the WordPress dashboard, so let me go to pages. Let me edit the home. And then I'll edit with Elementor. Alright, so here we are on the Elementor interface. So as you can see, we have the transparent header activated, and so this is what we are seeing over here. And so first, this is the left panel over here of Elementor. Then we have the widgets. We have some of them are basic. Once you use more, they come under the favorite. But then we have the inner section. We have the heading, the image. And so we're going to be using some of these widgets for you to see how they actually function. So first of all, let me go here, and then let me just select one column. Good, so let me just bring my inner section there now. Alright, so we have our 2-column inner section over here. Great. So let me just make it cover the page. So let me just write. Now, if you could notice, let me just bring this out. Now, looking at the top, let me just delete it. So we have these 3 icons. This one adds a new section above it. This one selects the section so that you can work on it, and this one deletes the section. And so what I did was try to select this one, even though there was something trying to cover it. So let me just place this here. So we have the inner section, but I'm going up to select the main section. So let me go to height. Let me set it to fit to screen, so we have it fitting the whole screen. Let me give it a little style. So now we have the background image. Let me go to classic, select an image, and I'll use this guy right here as a background image. Great. So I'm going to set the position to center. Attachment should be on default repeat. The repeat size, leave it on default. Now let me give it an overlay. So I'll give it a black overlay. Let me increase the opacity a little bit. I think this is cool. Though for me, when you're building, you can tweak it to your taste and preference. Great, so let me just update. Click on the preview. Great, so this is what we have done so far. As you can see, it's very beautiful. We have our menu over here. So this was why I had to set the menu color to white and do whatever I did over there. Now let's put some text here. So let's come here. Let me put some heading text. Save children. Give it a little bit of a style. Let me make it white. Typography. I'd love to go with robot slab. Right, so that's a very cool font we have over there. Let me maintain the size. Let me go back here. Let me search for full color heading. Alright, so we have both the essential add-on and then the premium add-on giving us dual color heading. So let me go with the dual color heading for essential add-on. So I'm trying, as you can see, I'm moving it. I just want it to be under the save the children. So I'm not putting it here. I'm trying to put it inside that particular column. So this is what it gives us. So we don't need this icon. We don't need this text. We want it aligned left. And new world, saving the children for the new world. No icon. Great. So color and typography down here. So the main color here, let's give this an orange. And make this white. Let's make it a roboto slab. Back again, transform. Let's make it lowercase, and let's increase the size a little bit. 50 should be fine. So we have something beautiful over here. Now let's put some text under it, and it seems to be too far, so let me select. Let me go to advanced. Let me unlock this. Now locking this links all the values. When you put 5 here, 5 goes for all of them. When you put 50 here, 50 goes for all of them. However, what I want to do is to reduce the space under this, so I'm going to decrease the margin. So let me unlock it, then I come to the bottom, so I'm decreasing it. Let me make it minus 20. So not cool for me. Alright, so minus 30 seems to be cool. Let me edit this a little bit. I want to make it white. Typography, I'm leaving it on Roboto, and I'll increase the size to 18 for a web font. 20. It looks fine. So let me update. So, and if you have clicked on the preview, anytime you update the page, the preview will automatically refresh so that you can see the changes you have made so far. Great. So just want this to calm down a little bit, so let me go here. Let me pick the spacer. Now I'll put it here because I want it to affect both columns, so I'll put it above all of them. Let me increase the spacing a little bit. Now when you click on this icon over here, it will hide the left panel, and it will have a full preview of what you are doing. So this is what we are doing so far. Cool. Great. So let me just put a pattern over here. This also has too much space for me. I'm making it, and now I'm making alright. So now I wanted to set these properties earlier so that we have most of the things automatically set for us. The moment you bring in a button, you wouldn't have to edit it anymore. But then while on the customizer section, it was slowing down a little bit, and so I have to skip that session and then move along with the video. I said it earlier, I'll go back and then work on that after we are done with the home page design. So on it now. Let's just give it a little icon. If no, nothing like if, let's give it a hand. Alright, so let's style it. So let me just give my text color to the white. Then let's go back to our theme color, which is orange. Now when it is hovered, let's make text color black and then color white. Great. Now let's set our border radius to 30 to have it rounded. Great. And then let's increase the padding. Let's make it 20. Right, 20 is good, but let's unlink it. And then make the left 30 and right 30 as well. Great. So we have a very beautiful button over here. Let's update. There is a typo over here which nearly skipped me. Great, so now we have a beautiful header and a beautiful hero section created. Let's go back to the Elementor editor, and I'm thinking we are done with this side. However, so let's continue. Let's just create a new section. Let me bring in another inner section. And I'm going to do something called nesting. Nesting means bringing a set of sections inside another section and having subsections of it. So I'm going to copy this right here. Now note, I'm going to copy the outer column. Right clicking, copy, or you can select and use Shift C to copy. Then I'll come right here and paste it. Great. So as you can see, I've copied everything, which is the column 1 and column 2. Then I've pasted it. So this is what I have right over here. Great. And I'm doing this because I want to achieve a particular effect. So let me just go back here and delete this column. Go back here and delete this column. Now let me just duplicate this column. Great. So we have our columns beautifully nested over here for us. Good. So now I'm going to bring in a heading, sorry. And I'm going to place it right here. This is not where I want it to be. I want it to be about this. Good. So I have it inside a sub column or a subsection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to align it to the middle, give the color of, I think this is cool. Make it a little bit of slab 700. Weight of 700 should be cool. Great. So let me go back and oh cool. So whatever I'm writing here is just a dummy text I'm going to use to placeholders I'm going to use to create something so that we get the feel. When you're creating a website, you plan on your content, and so when you have it all, you're creating your website, you just put them in to fit in your design. So right, we have that. Let me just copy this text. Copy, come here, right click, paste, and we have it right there. Now we have set it to white, our background is white, so we can just, let me just select it, style. Let me give it this color. Right, so you can see it now, but it's too white, it's covering up most all the pages, like from width to width, which I don't want it to be. So I'm going to advance, and then I'll come to padding. Then on the left padding, I'll give it a padding of 30. Still not enough. 50 seems cool for what I want to achieve. And then the right is 50 as well. Now let me make them 80 and 80. Right, so this is very cool for what I want to achieve. Now over here, let me add a divider here to give it some style. So when you pick a divider, you bring it under goal, not where it's supposed to be. Definitely not. So just bring it down under the goal. Now I'm going to align my divider to the middle. It's too long. I'm gonna make it like a 40, should be fine. Line is solid, and then I'm going to add an icon to my divider. So let me give it a hand icon. This should be fine. See a hand giving love. This should be beautiful. Wow. Okay, so we have this done. Then we can also continue to style it. So the line should be black. Yeah, fine, that's good. Now the icon, let's give it our theme color of orange. Let's make it a little bigger. Alright, sorry. Let's make it 50. Alright, so 50 is not bad. So we have this right here. Now, what I'm going to do is let me just select this inner section over here. It's boxed, let's leave it that way. And I'm going to advanced, and I'm going to give it a pattern to the left and right of 50 and 50. Now let me give it a margin top of -80. What I want to achieve is I want it to go up to lie on our hero section. So let me give it 80. I put my minus. I have it going something like this, which it's cool. This is what I want to achieve. So I'm selecting it again. Let me give it a style. A background color of white should do. Great. So we have a beautiful effect over here now. Great. So we have something very nice coming out now. So let's continue to do something now. Let's click there. Back to advanced. Now if you can see the space here is too close to this, so let's give it some top padding of 50 should be fine. I think this is cool now. And let's round the corners a little bit. So let's just round these corners a little bit. So let's go down. Let's go to style. Border radius. Let's make it a 1 or a 2. Let's just come. Alright, so let's make it a 5. Alright, so 5 is cool. 10 would be too much. I feel like 10 is too much. So let's just put it on a 6. 6 should be fine. It's not going to show too much. And then the bottom part of it is also not showing. So let's just give it some outline. Border. No, let's use a shadow rather to make it look cool. So good. Now click on shadow. And let's see what we have. Alright, so we have this very beautiful effect right now. Great. So let's just put some things over here too. So let's go back here. Click on icon. Let's just for icon box. Bam, 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 bam. Alright, I'll go with this. Not where it's supposed to be. Here you are. Great, so now I'm going to change this icon. I'm going to make it a small icon. Now let me make this save the child. But we're working on our goal, so our goal is to save the child, then get a little explanation over that, Then you can also tweak how you see your icons. Right, so let me leave it on default. Then I come to style. Let me make this yeah. Now I was gonna be adding yellow. Down to my content. Down my header should go to save. Alright, so I feel like this is cool for me. So I'm just I can just copy this and then paste it in other columns. On this column, paste. Or I can just duplicate this column and then delete the last one. Great. Now let's see what we have. Alright, so I think we are achieving something beautiful, but it's too close to the edge over here. So now let me go back to our section, the subsection which we shifted, advanced. Now let me give it a padding bottom of 50. Now I didn't do it straightforward because you have to know what we are adding and what effect is creating. If from the start I just give it all 50, it will be like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What happens? So you have to know this is what happens and this is what goes here. So let me see what we have now. I think this is very beautiful. Well, maybe not beautiful in your eyes. So there is something you should notice now. I've scrolled down up to this place. Let me scroll up. You notice that we have the header showing. When we scroll down again, it's lost. And so if you could remember while we were working on our sticky headers, we selected an option to hide it from scrolling. So our sticky header is gone. When we start to go up, it shows up, which I think it's a very cool effect. Let me continue editing. It's like I'm appreciating my own stuff too much. It's not good. So let me just save this. Great. So let's go to add a new column, a new section, sorry. Alright, so let me just as usual, I'm gonna put in some heading and let me add the divider and subheading, or let's say we'll use a paragraph text. So let me say recent projects. Let me center it. Style. Let me give it a secondary color. Typography. It's roboto, but I want to go with a slab. Nice. Weight of 700. Cool. Great. So let me just come here and make this 20%. And then center it. Okay. I feel like it's giving a very cool effect. Now I'll come back here. Let me see if I'm not missing something. Alright, great. So I'm having my inner section again. Now I'm going to copy this once again because I want to do another nesting. Let me paste this at least for now. Let me just delete these items because I don't think I'll need these ones. Right, so delete these as well, and delete these as well. So let me just come here, style this way. I think I did something already. So let me just copy this. Let me just paste the style. Okay, so it's just going to give it all the styling that we did above. So we have this. So we're going to list our projects. Now I'm going to add an image over here, and I'm going to add a title. Let me just copy this, copy, paste, align it to the left. So let me just name it Street Child Education. That's one of the projects Octa is running. Imaginary Octa. And let me give it an 18. 20 should be alright, 25 should be fine. Alright, that's good. So I'm going to give it a text description. So let me just copy this once again. This time I'm going to paste it. Let me go to style, align it left. I'll come here. Let me just take off the paddings. So let me just link this together to make it 0. Great. Now this is like okay, this is the program, this is a short information about it. Alright, so it's a project, maybe you want to raise some money for it. So let me just give it another heading. Let me just duplicate this heading. Let me bring it down. And for the typography, let me reduce this to 20. Alright, so let me just change the content here to target. You want to raise 200,000 for this project. Let me go up there and steal this button. I'm pasting. Alright, so because we have a white background, having the hover effect to be white isn't that great an idea. So let me just click on here, go to style, select hover. Now let's just make this one a little bit darker. Alright, it come down a little bit. Alright, so this is nice. Back to content. So we can just replace our image over here. Alright, so I'm trying to achieve a particular effect and I feel like I can be a little bit lost. So, alright, so let me just fix in my image. Let me just put this here. Great, so let me do another nesting. It's gonna be a little bit complicated, but I'll try to figure everything out once again. Alright, so we have a nest inside a nest and a nest inside a nest. Alright, so what I'm going to do is let me just click here and delete this. Click here, delete this. Click here, delete this. Delete you. Delete you as well. Great. So let me just pick my image, bring it up over here. Great. Let me just right click one of these and delete them. Now what I'm trying to achieve is I want to have the image to cover the whole column, but then the text shouldn't. And with the effects I'm going to apply, if I apply to one, it will affect the other. So I'm just going to let this have a different section so that I'll apply an effect to this section, another effect to this column over here. So let me just bring this right in here and do that too. Copy and paste right there. So let me just copy this and I paste right there. And we have our target mount and another drop. Then we have the loading pattern and another drop. So now let me go ahead to delete these extra columns. So let me just delete this column as well. Great. Oh. Now when I right click on this column, let me give it a work on the border. Let me give it a shadow. Let me just lighten up a little bit. Making sure that match. Great. Now I'm going to the previous section. Now I'm going to column gap. Let me make it wider. See what happens. Okay. I think like this is nice. Wait till I duplicate it. And then I'll duplicate this as well. Great, so I think we are having something nice. Alright, so let me just click here. That is not where I should have applied the effect. Come to border, and then I'm just going to revert whatever I have done. Great. So I should have applied the effect to this column rather, not the subsection. Let me just click on this style. no border shadow. Great. Now when I click here and I did something, let me just repeat whatever I have done. Wider, take it back to default. Now this should be here. Now making this column gap wider. Go to column, set padding, and padding 00. So we have the image fill up the column. Now let's select the subsection which have been nested in here. Advanced. And set the padding. Alright, so we have these ones outside it. Target also outside it. Then we have this also outside. So now we're taking them inside. So they should be affected by whatever effects we are applying over here. So let me just click here once again. Let me click here once again. And then make a pattern of 10. Which I think is great. Let me see what we have done so far. Alright, so this is what we have done so far. It's not bad. So let me just go and delete the other columns. Delete. Now let me duplicate this once again. And duplicate this once again. So let me just select this column and give it a little bit of a margin of let me see if 10 would do. Great. Select this. Margin of 10 should do for this as well. Select this. And the margin of 10 should do as well. Great. So they have this also done. Let me save this. And here we are having our website. Beautiful. Alright, so far so good. Now this is also very close to this, so let's just go back here. Let me just give this select this and give it some padding or margin. So I've selected the main section, so I can give it a margin top of 80 should be fine. I think it's now spaced out pretty fine. So you can definitely change the items you have over here. Let me just do a little twist. Water for the street. And here, let me go here. See. The boy child project. Let me just save this. Great. So maybe we want to brag about some numbers. So let's just go down here. Let's why, like this thing is distorting my design. I'll just cut short the text. Alright, so we have something nice now. So maybe we can bring in some counters. Alright, so let me just bring in an inner section. Let me delete one. Great, so let me just search for counter. Premium counter. This is a counter. Well, let's go with essential counter. And before that, let's set the background color of our main section. So style, normal, classic, and let's use this darling. Now let me just select. Alright, I almost skip something. Great, so center to center, attachments be fixed. Alright, so I'm going to add some overlay. I love black. Maybe it's because black is powerful. Alright, so now let me just go do this. So let me just hit my counter. And alright, so 250 donations. That's some outrageous number. Alright, so let's give it a white color. Text. I think you know what I'll go for. I think you know what I'll be going for. Roboto slab. The number. Yes. So I'm coming to my title. Let me give it a white as well. Typography. Great. So now I think I have what I want. Let me just come here and duplicate. And duplicate. And duplicate. So you can change the items over here to so we are now having this too close to this, so let me just give it an margin of 80 up and down. Shouldn't be bad. So let me see what we have created so far. Oh, this is some magic. This is beautiful. Great. So we want to add section 2. Let people know the ways in which they can be able to help. So I'm going to copy this section, coming down here and paste. I don't need I would even need this, and just take them off, and then I'll bring a new section myself. Actually, and I need the next thing over here. So copy, paste. Delete this. Let me delete this, and this, and this. Great. So let me duplicate this. And sometimes the next thing becomes a challenge. Duplicate. Actually, the duplicate is not working here. Let me copy this again and come over here and paste. Alright, so I've been challenges getting my overlay over here, so let me just take this out. Great. So let me just put this up here. And advanced, but then no. Alright, so let's just put an image over here. Let's get this. I don't think it's necessary. Okay, so let me just put this image here. So I'm just going to make this one vertical line is bottom. I can even bring this on top here. So let me just take it to the top. Alright, so let me just take this one out. Deleted. Let me align this right. Now let me bring in some icons. I think we did something before. Alright, so I'm gonna copy this. And paste. Money. Let me see if I can get a wallet. Cool. So you can help by send donation. How can you help? How can you help? Send donation. Copy. Just change it to user. The person. Alright. So this yeah. Alright, so this is how you can also help after. Let me see if this that I have done is fine. Alright, so we have this very beautiful. Let's just add some donation button. Let's just put something over here because the goal is to borrow money, you know. We come back here, give it some 2 columns. Alright, so let's let's give it some 2 columns. And let's put a heading text. It should be here. Then copying this button and pasting it here. So I'm going to align the button to the right. Alright, so let me hit this. Help us find our cross. Let me install it. So let me just select this one here, style, and then the background color. I'm making it an orange. Great, so let me make it a white. So this should be dark. This should be white. And on over, this should be white. And this should be orange. Now, great, so we have this. Help us into the streets and change lights. So let me just put this right here. So we have this intersection layout, vertical alignment, middle, and this is just beautiful. But let me still give this some margins. 80 top, 80 down should be cool. -1. Now we have quite an extensive home page. So let's just add the blog post and we'll be cool to go. So let me just duplicate a section, copy, paste, so let me delete this, same as this. Great, so let me look for post. So we have premium blog. Let me make it 3 column. this. Let me try their modern look. Wow, which is beautiful. Wow. So let me just take care of the autometer, date meter. Let me just take those clumsy stuff off. Okay. So advanced carousel, pagination, query. Post option. So post except let me make it 15. So let me just name this from the blog. Alright, so this video is getting longer than I thought it would. We have just created a whole page in just one video, which I think we have something pretty cool over here. So I'm just gonna exit this. This is just for you to have a look at the features and how to go about it. So you're gonna have the Elementor and the Elementor Pro, as well as the other plugins I'm using in this video. I'm gonna have them let you have them for free, play around with them, and then you let me see your works. So now let's say we have our home page. We have our home page beautifully made. Great. So as we've taken time to design our header and we have it beautiful, let's just go and design our footer. Now we are not going to use Astra's built-in customizer to edit our footer. I want us to use Elementor to create our footer. So you can actually use the Elementor to design the header as well. But then I just love what Astra gives me. It's beautiful when I create headers with Astra. So I prefer to go with Astra when it comes to working on headers, and then when it comes to footer, I love to go Elementor. Alright, so now here we are coming to create our footer. So let's go to Elementor. Down here we have templates. Go to add new. Great. So we are now going to select the template type. So we're going to create footer. So let's name it main footer. Create template. So it's going to open up the Elementor editor for us. Great. So it's now asking us to just giving us samples from Elementor's library. You can just go through and pick any of them and modify it to your taste, but that's not what we'll be doing. So let's just proceed. We are going to create our own footer. So what we're going to do is, let's have our column. I want us to have a 3-section column. I actually have 1, 2, 3. This is not what I want. Let me close it. Let me go here. Now let me go back here and bring an inner section. Great. So I'm going to duplicate this so that I have 3 columns. Great. So I'm going to bring a title and I'll call it About Us. Let me not bring a title over. Let me take the title over here. Great. So here, let me put the site. Let me just make it an image because I want to make the background black and the site logo is not going to show that well because part of it is black. Okay, so let me just put the site logo over here. And let me just put some. Let me style it. It's too big. Great. So let me just go back here and put some text under it, and then I have this. Alright, so let me just duplicate this. Great. So I'm going to delete this from here. Make sure I have all my titles on the same line. So I'm just going to put here important links. And then let me just start this to be, I'll make it white because I'm going to make my background. Then let me make it over to great. So let me delete the logo from here. Now let me just give it a background. Alright, so I think this color will be cool. So let me just make this white. Alright, so let me put some links over here. So let me just look for a list. Let me just take the icon off. So let me do it home. Let me make a duplicate. Right, so contact. So we have donations, and then we have updates. Donation, what do you want to show in the entire site? So we save. Great. So now when we go back to our page, and we scroll down, we're going to see our new footer loaded for us. So let's just go back and finish styling it. I want to make it white so that it stands out. Distance has to be too big for me. So let me make it 25. That really is good. Now let me just make a replica of this. and delete the third. I'm going to make a replica of this as well and delete the last one. Great, so now let's say our partners. So we have partners, we have UNICEF, we have our foundation, US, the ID, and UN, and WH. Oh, you know, it's just from down something I'm putting up there. So let me bring a little spacer. Then let me add a divider. So let me just make my divider look white now. It's always been black. Great, so let me just add some piece of text under it. Alright, so let me say copyright, as we usually do. Okay, copyright, copyright, 2022. I'll find it. And whitening it. Second, third. Okay. So let me give this side to some padding. Padding top should be like 30. Should do. So now we have our beautiful footer created for us. So when we refresh this page, we now have a beautiful orphanage website waiting for us. Let's view it in incognito. Great, so we have it. We have our website, beautiful. We have a beautiful website.